Hi, it's Ryan from Sites for Church. In this video, I'm going to show you how to enter some of the main information that your website needs to have. And we do that through the church info base. You'll notice this church info base, it has cogs as its icon. And so we're going to click on that. And I'm going to introduce a new convention here on this church info base. As you look across the rows of this, you'll notice that some of them have the first name being instructions instead of being title. And the convention that we use here is if it starts with the word instructions and then the first thing will always say this is a one-row database. What that means is you don't want to add extra rows. So you don't want to keep going down here and adding extra rows, because the only information that we're using in this particular database is we're using this first row. So we don't need 2, 3, and 4 here. We just need 1. And if we were to add information into 2, 3, and 4, it wouldn't do anything because all of them is just going to use this top row. So this is basically just a way for us to get one piece of information from you. And you'll see this a lot. Okay, so one row database, we got the church name. Of course, that corresponds with the church name on a site, and that's displayed in many different places. The church tagline, if your church has a tagline like the friendly church or something like that, sometimes in some themes, that tagline will show underneath the logo and sometimes in the footer. And so it's not used in this theme, but in some themes it is. And then last, of course, is the church logo. Your site rep will give you some instructions about what kind of logo file that we're looking for, but you'll want to throw it in there. And if you ever edit and make changes, you'd want to replace the church logo. Okay, so that's that. Then we have service schedule. This is not a one-row theme, okay? And it's pretty simple. Okay, you got service name, and that corresponds with this, and then service time, and that corresponds with this over on the site. And so this is where you're going to want to enter your service schedule. This one here is kind of complicated. Most of the time, you're not going to have one this complicated, I imagine. All right, then contact info. Again, notice this is a one-row thing, but you can go through here and add your phone number, your church email address, your Facebook and Twitter accounts, and YouTube if you have it. And any of these, if you don't add this information, it'll just not show that section on the site. So we've got that. Location. Again, this is another one-row thing here. And so let's actually open this and walk our way down. So we've got the street address. Okay, street address 2, you're used to that. City, state, zip code. And then this Google Maps embed. This is going to take a little bit of explanation. So to get the Google Maps, there'll always be on the bottom of your welcome page down here, there's always going to be a Google Map, okay? How do we get it there? How is it embedded? Let me show you how that works. All you need to do is go to Google Maps. Search for the name of your church. Or search for your church. So let's say your church is Maranatha Baptist Church in Mattoon. It's a friend of mine's church, pastors across town. Okay, so Maranatha Baptist Church, you would click the share button here, and then you want to click embed map. So click that, and then double click into this to copy all of it, copy, go into here, and paste. Okay, and then that's what I've done here. I've pasted this map, but I made two changes. After you paste it, you'll see there's width and height. You want the width to always be 100%. I think before it was like 500 or 600 or something like that. You want it to be 100%, and then you want the height to be 400. I think the default is 450. So all you have to do is paste that, change those two things, and that's that for the contact information. All right. The last thing is the homepage, and this corresponds to many things that are on your homepage. And so we have this intro heading. In this particular theme, that's this guy right here. The intro text. In many themes, there'll be a space underneath this with a paragraph. That's not the case on this one. On this one, this intro text is actually shown down here in the footer. And then the main image, that's going to correspond with this guy right here. So that is the main church info. If you ever wanted to change any of those things, mix up your image, mix up the main text, this is the place where you would go to do that. And very, very important that this content is entered first.